special case. Anywhere, okay, just one time. And if you have combined load, you can use the same principle. Okay. For example, we have distributed load over here and we have point load there. So first time you cut here, second one here, and third time here. Then you will have 4 pieces of beam to work with. Okay, so on and so forth. We can do like this. And when we cut, we will assume that the cutting length is nearly reach the load. So the load will not be presented at the cutting point. Let's say like this. Then when you cut, you have to use the sign convention. Okay. When you cut, the left hand side will be LHS or just left hand side, and the right hand side will be RHS or just the right hand side. The positive sign the positive sign must be follow this direction. For axial force is this direction. For shear force from left hand side downward is positive. For right hand side upward is positive. Okay. For bending moment, for left hand side counterclockwise is positive, and for right hand side clockwise is positive. Okay. This one have to be follow. Okay, this sign convention. But in the exam, I already give you this figure, so you can just follow it. Okay, but this one is the sign convention of the internal forces. Okay, because many times we will ask we will be asked that this one is positive or negative moment like that, so we can have an image which one is positive and which one is negative. The reason behind this one is quite simple, because most of the time the load on the beam will be like this condition, the uniformly distributed load all over the beam. So beams often bend like this, deform like this. Deform like this. So as most of the beam are deformed like this, so we define that, okay, this one is positive. Convention. If the moment is positive, that means the beam will bend downward. But if the moment is negative, the beam will bend upward, like that. So this set of internal force corresponding to this type of deflection. Okay, if it in other direction, so the beam deformation will be opposite direction, like that. Okay, like this. Okay, then when we cut the beam, we will assume the length, okay, corresponding length, and then we vary the length in order to get the distribution of the forces. Okay, I think this one have to be studied by example. Okay. Example. I think. And okay, let's say a simple beam. Okay, one side is a hinge and the other side is a roller. Okay, this beam has span of how much? 6 meter. Okay, 6 meter. And I apply a point load. Okay, or let's say 10 kilonewton at the middle of the beam. Okay, please determine the following: bending moment diagram, shear force diagram, maximum bending moment, maximum shear force. Okay, please determine the following. Okay, for my convenience, I will plot the graph into this one. So I will draw a line. Okay, as I said, we cut at the support, right? So this line must be exit. And for this one, we have to cut at the point load. So I will draw this line, okay, like this. And then this one will be my shear force diagram. And this one will be my bending moment diagram. Okay, like this. So I can plot here directly. Okay, then let's start this one. For first thing, we have to determine the reaction. Okay, first step, determine the support reaction. Okay, first step, you need to determine the support reaction, because if you don't know the support direction, you cannot perform the equilibrium of rigid body calculation. Okay, we have to detach the beam from its support and represent it by the support reaction. So this one is the first step of this calculation. So let's write down this one again. Okay. This one is 10 kilonewton. Okay, and this one is 3 meter. This one is 3 meter. Okay, recall for a hinge. Okay, a hinge has two reactions. One is let me write down the point name so we can easily to follow A, B, C. Okay, like this, A, B, C. Okay, this one will be reaction at point A in Y direction, and this one must be reaction at point A in X direction. And for point C, this one is a roller, so only vertical direction in Y direction. Okay, no reaction in X direction. This one, the support reactions we have to determine. First one, the reaction at point A in X direction, this one must be 0. The reason is that in this system, there is no external force in X direction, so there must be no reaction in X direction also. Okay. Next is the reaction in Y direction, RA and RC. Okay, first you can, this one is A, B, C. You can determine whether RAY first or RCY first is okay. For me, I will determine the RCY first. So summation of bending moment, summation of moment at point A, okay, over point A must be equal to 0. And this one I assign that the clockwise moment is positive. Then we get that first force is force B, multiplied by moment arm 3 meter, so 10 kilonewton multiplied by 3 meter. Okay. And this one has the positive sign because this moment, this force generate the clockwise moment. Okay. Then this reaction, okay, this one is counterclockwise, so negative side. Negative C1 multiplied by moment arm from point A, so 6 meter. 6 meter. All of this must equal to 0, okay, because this one is static one. Then we get that C1 equal to 10 kilonewton multiplied by 3 meter divided by 6 meter. Okay, then the unit will be cancelled. So the grand unit will be just kilonewton. Then 10 multiplied by 3 divided by 6. This one is 5. Unit is kilonewton. Okay, then we can easily determine the force, the RAY by using summation of force in y direction equal to 0. Okay, let's say upward is positive. Okay. I recall that this one is depend on you. You can define whatever you want. Okay, this one is not the same as this one. This one is for internal force, not at support. Okay, you can determine whatever you want, but please keep it consistently. Then we can say that A1 plus C1 must plus minus 10 must be equal to 0. Okay. Minus 10 because this one is downward. I said that upward is positive, so downward must be negative. Then RCY we already know equal to 5, right? So RAY plus 5 kilonewton minus 10 kilonewton equal to 0. So RAY alone equal to 10 minus 5 equal to 5 kilonewton. Then we good to go. Now we know that the support reaction consists of this value. For RAX equal to 0, for RAY equal to 5 kilonewton, and for RCY equal to 5 kilonewton. Like this. Okay, this one is we have done in the midterm one. Okay, to determine the support reaction, who has any question or any concern? If you cannot determine the support reaction, you cannot do the rest because the rest require this support reaction as input.
Jack, I have a question.
Yes.
Why do we assign RAX as 0? Can you say again?
Okay. This RAX equal to 0 because if we would like to determine this one, we have to use summation of forces in x direction must equal to 0. And if we have a look at the system, the only force in x direction of this system is this RAX. Therefore, this one we can say that just RAX equal to 0 because this system has only one force.
Okay, thank you, Kap.
Okay, then we can determine the bending moment diagram and shear force diagram by using this cutting method. Okay. Next one is the shear force diagram. Second step. Let's start with shear force. And bending moment diagram. We can do it. Together. Okay. this shear force and shear force diagram and bending moment diagram can be done together. So you have two choices. You can whether use the right hand side or left hand side. For me, I will use the left hand side one. Okay. Let's use LHS1. But you can use right hand side. Okay, this one is depend on you. But if I have time, I will show you both. I think it's for your education. Better do is both way. Okay, for left hand side, we start from point A and then we cut at the point load. So firstly, we have to cut from point A to point B. Then we have this schematic. Okay, this one is point A. This one is point. This one is point B. Okay, we have the reaction of 5 kilonewton. Okay, RAF equal to 0, so I will not write it down. Okay, this one is the left hand side of this system, and then we will determine the shear force and the bending moment. So for left hand side, let's check the sign convention. So shear force downward is positive and bending moment counterclockwise is positive. So we will assume that this one is positive sign first. So we will have the shear force and we will have the bending moment like this. This one is our free body diagram to be solved. Okay, but for this one, we need to know the distribution of the shear force and the bending moment. Okay, we would like to know the distribution of the shear force and the bending moment. So we cannot just fix the length as 3 meters. We have to vary the length. So we vary the length by using this x parameter. Okay, but we know that from A to B is just 3 meters. Okay, it's just 3 meters, so we have to control that this x ranging from 0 to 3 meters. Okay, but it's not will equal to 3. It will be equal to 2.9999999 meter like that, but not reach 3, because if it reach the 3 meter, we have to introduce the point load there, which is we will not do like that way. Okay, so we said that the x ranging from 0 to 3 meter. Then we are good to go. We can determine the shear force and the bending moment in term relative to the length x. Okay, so firstly, let's do the shear force. Shear force. Okay, shear force can be shear force is the force, so you determine using summation of forces in y direction equal to 0. Okay, summation of forces in y direction equal to 0. But this time we cannot. We have to follow the sign convention. So downward is positive. Downward is positive. Then you summarize all forces in this system. Firstly, you have the support reaction upward. So this one must be negative. Okay. Negative 5. Then the remaining force is this V. Okay, so plus V. As is, so equal to 0. Then you know that V equal to 5 kilonewton. If x equal to 0, this V equal to 5 kilonewton. If x equal to 3 meter, this V also equal to 5 kilonewton. Okay. That means this V is not, the shear force is not related to the distance. Then we get this relation. 5 kilonewton, 5 kilonewton. So this one is positive one. Then we can write down here. Okay, at x equal to 0, shear equal to 5 kilonewton. At x equal to 3 meter, is shear force also equal to 5 kilonewton, like this. And then you get the shear force, the first part of the shear force diagram from point A to point B. Next one is the bending moment. Okay, again, this one is moment, so we have to use the moment equation. So summation of moment, we will use point, we will use, if you use left-hand side method, you will have to use right side as the turning point. Okay, but left side or right side will result in the same. Okay, I will not fix this one. I typically use this point as the right hand side point at the origin, but you can use left hand side. Okay, you will get the same. You will get the same. You will get the same diagram. Okay, so summation of moment on the right hand side must be equal to 0. And again, this one you have to follow the sign convention. So counterclockwise is positive. Okay, counterclockwise is positive. Okay, we have plenty of space. Then let's calculate. Okay, first we have this 5 kilonewton. From this point to this point, we have the distance x. So the moment must be force multiplied by moment arm. Okay, so the moment equal to force 5 kilonewton multiplied by the moment arm with it x. Okay, and this force generate clockwise moments. So this one we have to use negative sign. Okay, negative sign. Then plus this internal moment must be equal to 0. Then m must be equal to 5x. Okay, just 5x. Then if x equal to 0, this m equal to 5 multiplied by 0 equal to 0. If x equal to 3 meter, so m equal to 5 multiplied by 3 equal to 15 kilonewton meter, like this. Okay, and this one is typically the linear equation, okay, aligned equation. So we can write down into our bending moment diagram. For bending moment diagram, if x equal to 0, moment equal to 0. If x equal to 3 meter, moment equal to 15 kilonewton meter. And this one is positive. Like this. Okay, from this part, who has any question? How we can get this graph? If there is no, I will continue. Okay. This one is from A to B, and next one is from A to B to C. Okay, left hand side. So next is A, B, C. Now we have point A, we have point B, and we have point C. From A to B now, this one is 3 meter. Okay. And at point A, there is support reaction 5 kilonewton. From point B, we have point load 10 kilonewton. Okay, and at point C, we nearly reach point C, but not exactly at the point C, so there will be no support reaction, just reaction force. So from here, as we use left-hand side, left-hand side one, so sign convention must be this way: shear force and bending moment. Okay, and as we need to know the distribution, we again use symbol x. Okay, and this x again ranging from 0 to just 3 meter. Okay, not reach 3 meter, but just very nearly 3 meter, like this. And again, we use the same method to analyze this free body diagram. Okay, shear force. For shear force, again, we use sigma Fy equal to 0, downward positive. Follow the sign convention. Then start with minus 5 kilonewton plus 10 kilonewton plus V equal to 0. Okay, minus 5 because this one is upward, plus 10 because this one is downward, and plus V because this one is assumed to be downward. So your V equal to minus 10 plus 5 equal to minus 5 kilonewton. Okay. If x equal to 0, this V equal to minus 5 kilonewton. If x equal to 3 meter, this V equal to minus 5 kilonewton. Okay. It's not changed with x. So our x is from this part, starting from the half of the beam. Okay. So once we write down here, so at x equal to 0, shear force equal to minus 5. At x equal to 3 meter, shear force equal to minus 5. So we get this diagram. This one is the shear force diagram of the later part. Okay, like this. Next one is the bending moment diagram. Okay, bending moment. Okay, so use the same equation, summation of force at summation of moment at point O equal to 0. Counterclockwise is positive. Okay, counterclockwise is positive. So starting from the left-hand side, the reaction 5 kilonewton generate the clockwise moment, so it must be minus 5 kilonewton multiplied by moment arm, which is from this point to this point, so it's 3 plus x as the moment arm, so 3 plus x. Okay. Next is this force. Moment arm is from this point to this point, so just x. So this one plus, this one generate counterclockwise moment, so positive one, plus 10 multiplied by x, then plus this internal moment, okay, equal to 0. Okay, like this. And then let's write it down. 5 times t, 5 times 3 equal to 15 minus 5x plus 10x plus m equal to 0. So m alone equal to minus 10x plus 5x plus 15. Okay, or m equal to minus 5x plus 15. Okay. Then if x equal to 0, m equal to minus 5 multiplied by 0 plus 15. This one equal to 15 kilonewton meter. Okay, kilonewton meter. And if x equal to 3 meter, m equal to minus 5 multiplied by 3 plus 15. Okay, equal to minus 15 plus 15 equal to 0 kilonewton meter. Then this one is the linear equation, right? There is no power to the x So it will be just a straight line. So at x equal to 0, moment equal to 15. At x equal to 3, moment equal to 0. Then you will get this one. At x equal to 0, moment equal to 15. At x equal to 3, moment equal to 0. And all of this is positive. Then you get this shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Okay. For this one, who has any question how we can determine the bending moment diagram and shear force diagram? You can do the same by using right-hand side method. Okay, just change the side and then the sign convention will be changed. If there is no, I will show you some example of the right-hand side, but we'll for the right-hand side alternative. Okay, right-hand side from right-hand side, so we have to do from C to B. Okay, if you do from C to B, you will have point C here and point B here. At point C, we have left support reaction of 5 kilonewton. Okay, and point B, we have to change the sign convention. So this one is shear force, and this one is bending moment. Okay, and then for the X one, this X also ranging from 0 to 3 meters. Okay, like this. Then for shear force, summation of force in y direction equal to 0. This time, upward is positive. So from left-hand side, V plus 5 kilonewton, V plus 5 equal to 0. So V equal to minus 5 kilonewton. Okay. If X equal to 0, V equal to minus 5 kilonewton. If X equal to 3 meter, V equal to minus 5 kilonewton, like this. And then this one, but please be careful that your X is ranging now, is moving from this direction, okay? This one is X equal to 0, and this one is X equal to 3. Okay, ranging from the right to the left, because now we cut from the right-hand side. So X equal to 0, V equal to minus 5. X equal to 3, V equal to minus 5. You resolving in exactly the same line. Okay. X equal to 0, V equal to minus 5. X equal to 3, V equal to minus 5. Okay. The moment also. Summation of moment at point O equal to 0. Now clockwise is positive. And this one, if you cut from the right-hand side, you have to use the left part as the origin of the moment. Okay. Then from this one, I will write here. So from left-hand side, bending moment. And this one is counterclockwise, so it has to be negative. Okay, negative. Minus 5 kilonewton multiplied by x equal to 0. So moment equal to 5x. If x equal to 0, so moment equal to 5 multiplied by 0 equal to 0 kilonewton meter. If x equal to 3 meter, so moment equal to 5 multiplied by 3 equal to 15 kilonewton meter positive. And again, you will get the same graph. Okay. As x equal to 0, moment equal to 0. At x equal to 3, moment equal to 15, like this. And as you can see, you can combine this method. You perform A to B using left-hand side, and you perform C to B using right-hand side. Okay. So you can skip this part. Okay. You can combine it like this. Okay. And then you can get first and the second one. Okay. You get bending moment diagram here, and you get the shear force diagram here. In the exam, I will not ask you exactly to plot the on scale force and moment. Okay, just draw in using a ruler. Okay, but please identify which one is positive, which one is negative, how much is the magnitude, like this must to be written down. Okay, but no need to exactly write on scale like this one is 5, so this one is 5 centimeter. No need. Okay, just write down the unit and the magnitude. And please use a ruler. Okay, use your student ID card also. Okay, like this. Then once you know the bending moment diagram and the shear force diagram, you can determine the maximum bending moment and maximum shear force. In this case, third step. Maximum bending moment and maximum shear force. Okay, you can say that from shear force diagram, V max equal to 5 kilonewton. Okay, maximum one is 5 according to this graph. Okay, either plus a positive or negative. Okay, and next one is the bending moment diagram. Moment max equal to 15 positive 15 kilonewton meter. Okay, because from this one is maximum at the middle of the beam. Okay, at the middle of the beam. Okay, like this. Now you can get the maximum bending moment and maximum shear force by using this analysis technique. And then it will link to this state formula. Okay, now you can determine the maximum bending moment. Okay, you can determine the moment of inertia, so you can analyze the beam stress. Okay. From this point, who has any question how to determine the bending moment diagram and shear force diagram together with the maximum bending moment and maximum shear force? Okay. In the exam, I already give you the line. Like every cutting point, I will give you this line and this shear force diagram and bending moment diagram symbol. So you no need to write down the whole beam again. So you can write down in the graph in the exam paper easily. Okay, to shorten your time. Okay, for the exam, I think the first one, moment of inertia, and the second one, the beam state are the most beam internal force are the most difficult part. For the remaining, the load, you have to clarify the load type. Okay, for the load. Please have a look at what is live load. Okay, what is the dead load? What is concentrated load? And what is distributed load? Okay, live load is the load that can be changed throughout the time because such as the service load, we cannot exactly determine how much the load of the people in our building. So we assume it like 200 kilogram per square meter, 300 kilogram per square meter, or if we design a parking lot, we don't know exactly the weight of the car on our parking lot. So we have to assume like 400 kilogram per square meter, so on and so forth. This one can be changed throughout the time. That one we call the live load. This live load also include the wind load, okay, because we don't know exactly how much the wind load is, so it can be changed. As it's changeable, so the variety of this load is high. So when we design, we need more safety factor for this load. Okay, more safety factor required. Okay, but for the dead load is the permanent load. Okay, so is difficult to the dead load to be changed throughout the time. The dead load is mainly from the cell weight of the structure. So if there is no corrosion, if there is no erosion, if there is no crack or broken, so the weight of the material must be the same. Okay, so this one will require less. Okay, less safety factor. So once if we design using the working state design, the total load equal to live load. Okay, this one is LL and this one is DL. Live load plus dead load, like this. But for working state design, this one is fine. Okay, we for working state design, as you remember, we only apply the safety factor to the capacity of the member, not the load. But for LRFD, load and resistance factor method, the total load, we for load and resistance factor design, we need to add the safety factor to the load also. This one is 1.7 live load plus 1. I cannot remember 1.2 or 1.5 like this. But I would like to show you that the safety factor for live load is higher than that of the dead load. This one is because it is more difficult to predict the live load. Okay, it's very variety, so we need to add more safety factor to it. But for the dead load, this one is quite permanent and quite difficult to be changed, so we can use smaller safety factor to the dead load. Okay, like this. Okay, and point load and concentrated load, you may be familiar once you analyze the beam. Okay, the concentrated load is a point load, okay, whether vertical or horizontal. And distributed load is the load that distributes over the length. Okay, like rectangular shape, triangle shape, circular shape, so on and so forth. Load per unit length. Okay, this one is point load. And these are load per unit length. Okay, load per unit length. And it can be in variance form. Okay, but it has to be per unit length with fixed shapes. Okay, rectangle, triangle, circular, or it can be like combined shape, like this one also. Okay. Okay, this rectangle part circular like this. So okay, it can be trapezoid shape like this. Also okay. But it had to be load per unit length. Okay, please refer to the class material I gave to you. And for the beam stress, this one I would like to add. Maybe no need. Okay. Okay. For this beam state, you can analyze by hand like this. This one is the concrete method, and to determine the beam internal stress. But once you're working or once you would like to check the design, I gave to you this guide. Actually, in many structural analysis textbook, there are this kind of information presented in appendix, but this one is standalone one. I already shared to you. So in this one, we will have many type of beam. Okay, we have simple beam, cantilever beam, fixed free beam, overhanging beam, so on and so forth. Okay, and there will be many type of load acting on the beam. Okay, for example, this one is the most popular one in civil engineering. Okay, the simple beam with uniform load. Okay, simple beam with uniformly distributed load. This one we can determine the support reaction. Okay, this support reaction okay, by using this formula. Okay, W is the unit of unit load. Okay, constant distributed load, and L is the beam span. Then you can determine the support reaction just WL divided by 2. Okay, this one is formula, but if you already learned how to calculate this one using the equilibrium of rigid body. Again, for shear force, you can use this formula. Okay, it's already written here. It becomes 0 at the middle. At the far end, there will be equal to V, and this V also equal to WL divided by 2. Okay, for moment, you can get this equation. Okay, this whole equation. If you would like to know the maximum bending moment, it states that each one is at the center. You have only to use omega L square divided by 8, and you will get the maximum bending moment directly. Okay, without calculation. Sorry, without cutting the beam. Okay, just have a look at this kind of table. Okay, WL square divided by 8. This one is the maximum bending moment. Okay, if you would like to know the beam deflection, you can use this one, but this one requires the moment of inertia of the section and the modulus of elastic modulus of the section. Okay, it's required this elastic modulus and the section type also. Like this, you can, and if you would like to know the deflection of overall beam, you can follow this equation like this. Okay, so this kind of table will help you to determine the shear force diagram, moment diagram, maximum shear force, maximum bending moment easily, okay, without structural analysis. Okay, for example, we may have our beam in the example, this one. Okay, simple beam with concentrated load at the center. Okay, our beam has span of 6 meters, right? And the point load P equal to 10 kilonewton. Okay, so it said that the reaction R is equal to P divided by 2. So R equal to P divided by 2 equal to 10 divided by 2 equal to 5 kilonewton. Okay, this one is the same as our calculation. Okay. About the shear force, this shear force V equal to the support reaction, and then you can see we get the same